Tom's on his back, I'm able to mount him in this scenario here. What I don't want to do is if I have the weight on his stomach, he's just going to lift up, right, and buck me, and then I'm going to have to sprawl, and he's going to try to get my arm and turn me aside, or he's going to try to, if I have the weight on my knee, go ahead and set up for a shrimp, just turn to one side, and he's moving me off from that point. So to avoid the shrimp, both the shrimp and the umpo, which is the hip lift, I simply put my hands down, high hook him here, and then it doesn't matter because right now with the high hook, my weight's on his knees, or my weight's on my knees rather, and he lifts up, go ahead and lift up, and then try to shrimp. So it doesn't matter, it's blocking both of them. So this is a good position to always be in from here. Now in this scenario right now, I have my weight here, and I can put my hands on his bicep, and I can also try to shove him back. And that puts him in a 45-degree angle, and then it's easy for me to let go of one hand, cup over, second cup, head down, pull in, lift up. Other side, if I have it from my hands, from my chest, and I slide it to the bicep, shove it up, I can do the other side the same way and still keep my hooks in. So that's your Americana. Another option is I can push it out here, and then I can take my hook leg, and I'm going to shoot up my knees to his armpit. Now I have my weight on his chest. He can still lift his hip up, but go ahead and do that. There's minimum movement, right? And he's not able to adjust his body for this shrimp. He would have to wiggle his legs back and work his way back to bringing his elbows in, but that's another counter we'll go another time. I'm going to start with this far side hand here. So what I want to do also is I can also grab the elbows, lift it up, and kind of move it in as well and get even higher up. This is good for me because I want to turn him to his side. So the far side hand's going to go over here. I'm going to take both hands and push the elbow down. If he has the hand loose, I can turn the elbow in and slam it down, causing that wristband or that gooseneck, right? If he keeps his hands strong and his wrist tight, his fist on there, harder to do, right? But then I'm going to change my weight from my hands on his elbow, pushing him down, to my belly and hip weight down, and I'll just sprawl my hands. So now I have all my weight, well, not all my weight, but the majority of my weight on his arm, pushing him to the ground. And I can still, if I see that wrist, I can try to bend it also and drop it down into the gooseneck. But in this scenario, we're going to take the far side hand, it's going to slide under the head to grab the wrist. Once I'm there, I'm going to start pulling. As I start inching into his body, I still want to keep a good inner thigh grip here, but I'm eventually going to put it so I have my foot planted against his hip. I'm tall, my hip drives forward, and I just hang on to him here. Bad position to be in a street fight because you got punches, you got eye gouges, you got fish hooks, you got ears, you have bites if you get the leverage accordingly. He may try to knee or kick me, but I have this hand here, right? I can also try to grab it here and hold it in this position here and just leave it here, right? Kind of hard for him to work the leg from there. Just kind of hold him tight, let go back to here. Give him a little punch in the stomach or the arm just to have him realize that, oh, that could have been the face. So this is kind of the setup. Let's go back and I'll just show you from the other side. So again, I have the weight on my stomach. I don't want to leave my feet hooked there because he'll buck me or shrimp me, right? Either way, my weight's on his stomach, he'll buck me, go ahead and buck. I'm going to just sprawl out. If I keep my weight on my knees, then he'll shrimp, right? That's not good either. So what I want to do is I want to put the hands down, lift the hooks up high, and then I'll work it from there. So from here, again, I can put my hands on his shoulders. I can slide it to his biceps, shove his arms up, slide my knees in, okay? Then you got options. Do I want to do an Americana right now? I just want to do a simple movement like we did a minute ago. But if his hands stay there too, I can also push it in and crank it down or throw the body weight onto that gooseneck as well. This hand here, we're going to take it, we're going to cup it, bring the knees up, turn it all the way over, and then I'm going to put both hands here so that he can not do a whole lot, right? And then again, you have the gooseneck if you get the wrist down and crank it, or I can just hang here. Then I'm going to take my body weight, I'm going to thrust it forward, sprawl it here, so he can't do a whole lot. And again, we have eye gouges and punches and elbows if this were a street fight. But I'm going to take this hand here, I'm going to go under his neck, grab his wrist. As I start to turn him, I want to bring this knee against his shoulders. The other foot is against his waist and belly. And I can just hold him here, you know, give him a couple of punches, a couple elbows, eye gouges, whatever. If he knees up or kicks, I have this hand to block, or I can try to get here. Sometimes it's a little hard to get that, but if you get a high enough leverage and they're not flexible, they may not like that. Work on that drill.